What's up? I'm Kevin, also known as Humble Servant.
I'm Jason, I go by Disciple.
And we are
Humble Servant and Disciple.
Keep it.
I was like, is he trying to give me the feeling of gap?
I was trying to think, that's how they say it. I am, and we are. I was like, well, that. Gotta work on that team name.
Yeah.
Alright, go with it. Keep it. I want it. What inspired you to make this project?
What inspired me to make this project is Humble came to me and was like, hey man, I got this dope idea for a project.
Let's do it.
We should make it. And I was like, man, Humble been putting in work for a minute. This cat got nice beats.
Give or take.
Every time he makes a nice beat, I want to write a verse to it. So if he's inviting me to do it, I'm with it. More to the point though, what was really the most inspirational thing about the project to me is the theme of it being glory on the other side. It's a huge, heavy emphasis and focus on what happens after we die. This life is temporary. The Bible tells us that our life is like a vapor. It's a mist. Here today, gone tomorrow. Tomorrow is not promised to any man, but everybody's going to stand before the judgment, and everybody's going to have to spend eternity somewhere. And for the Christian, that's a source of joy and encouragement and strength to continue to live the lives that we are commanded to and called to live, because we know that the sacrifices that we make will be rewarded. And I just wanted to see, just keep that in front of our eyes musically, so that we could be encouraged with the same joy that many of the believers, our big brothers and sisters in the faith, were willing to be burned alive, crucified, stoned, and things like that. They were willing to go through a lot of stuff because they had their focus on the glory on the other side. So we just kind of wanted to bring that focus back to today's Christianity.
Okay. Ditto.
Good job.
I'm with it. I like what he said right there. What I'm hoping to see God do with the project is give me some new Twitter followers.
There you go.
Instagram followers.
That's what it's about.
You know what I'm saying?
Facebook friends,
Facebook friends, all that good stuff. Whatever music I was playing. What I'm looking for, I think what I'm looking for Christ to do, man, is this. I feel like the project that's glory on the other side forces people to kind of make a decision from here. To kind of this idea of you believe in God, which most people do, especially here in the South, and you believe in Jesus, which most people do here in the South, then like Jesus cannot be just like a cool friend. He's either like super crazy or he was like God in the flesh, like one of the two. And if this person who said that he was going to raise from the dead actually raised from the dead, then that changes everything. Everything now. So now you have to make a decision of whether or not you believe in that. 'Cause if you believe in that there's actually glory on the other side, then that changes the way your entire life looks. How you love people, how I love my wife, how we interact in the community, all those kinds of things. So you have to come to that decision. If not, and you don't believe that, then yeah, get what you can now, more or less in this earth, because this is it. Or not. But for the rest of us who do believe that this is good news, that Jesus died for sinners, you know what I'm saying, and rose for our justification, and it's real, and that's what we live for now, this life looks different for us, because now we're not scared of anything. The things that usually hurt us don't hurt us as much anymore, because now we have an extra man, we have an extra life that's coming after this one. So it's okay to sacrifice this one and our wants and our dreams, because we're living this life to store up our treasures in the next one. So hopefully it prompts listeners to come to a decision like, look, do I really, really believe that Jesus resurrected? And if I do, this is what my life is going to look like from here on out. So,
my favorite thing about this project has definitely been the collaborative effort, how we've been working together, bouncing ideas off each other. Yo, man, what if you add it like this? Or, yo, what if you said it like that? You know what I mean? If you've never made a project before, if you've never made an album before, you would probably be surprised by how many decisions have to be made. How loud does this need to be? When do you drop this? When do you bring that back in? How should I say this? How should I say that? And being able to bounce ideas off of Kev with the experience that he has and the expertise that he has in mixing and mastering and things like that, it's made it, it's come together beautifully. And I really have enjoyed working together with Kevin and putting it together like that.
Word. I say the same thing. Musically, definitely number one. There's a lot of It's not your basic, like, I guess, trap beats and that kind of stuff that's gonna be on the project. You got a few, I feel like there's pretty good hip hop beats, but a lot of music's gonna be kind of put in together to make this project work. One thing, and number two is, I think also it's been great to just to have time to meditate on what does it really mean if Jesus resurrected.
Yeah.
Like, if Jesus really did resurrect from the dead, he was really God who really became a man, who really died and really came back from the dead. Then just realizing what that means for my life from here on out, and looking at what the church looks like from here on out, and really just praising God for his ability and his grace to even save sinners. So that's been my favorite.
And I love how we're taking that truth of the resurrection and showing how it applies in a variety of different contexts. Everything from, how do we think about death if somebody dies? How do we think about the pain and the suffering that we're enduring? How do we think about the injustice that we see in the world in light of the resurrection and the promised return of Christ? So the gospel is not just a fairy tale. It's not just a message that, we remind each other of from time to time, but this affects and impacts every aspect of how we live life. And I love how we're able to, with this project, we're showing how the hope of the resurrection has a variety of different implications for every aspect of our lives.
Word.
Yeah, so this actually is my first completed project. I'm going to use the term completed because I probably started about 7 actual other projects, give or take, about 7 other projects. Just never was able to just, bring it together in time. So, what most people don't know, I was rapping before Humble was.
That's true.
I had put on a concert before this guy had written a single song.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So, but that kind of goes back to the collaborative effort that that I appreciate so much about this project, in that he's pushed me. He's pushed me a lot to make sure we get it done, and he'll just come out the blue and be like, "Yo, man, here's 2 other beats that I got for the album." I'm like, okay, I'll still write to the beat that you sent me last week, but all right, cool, let's keep it going. So I really, it's dope, man. I'm really proud of the work that we put in. If this is my first project, I'm doing all right.
What's different about this one compared to the others? I was saying,
I'm on it a lot.
That's true, he's on there.
Makes it exponentially better.
And the music is dope. So that's one thing. That's another thing. I think one thing I like about it is that I don't know if a lot of guys even know, but me and Jason, we've done a lot of music together for different churches and everything. So just being at that point where we can, the music on the project is probably has a lot more musicianship versus your basic hi-hats and like 808s and all that kind of stuff. So, but it still has a hip hop flair to it. Oh yeah, we were musicians first before I started rapping, so you probably can be able to tell at least a little bit in it. But let's see, I would say that's probably one of the main things that's different is that they are still like it is still hip hop. I'm not denying that it is still hip hop or whatnot, but it's so much more musically diverse that I'm appreciating about it. And I would say another thing, like my last project was called Sleep Deprived Ramblings, because I was just more or less sleep deprived. It goes low with it.
Wouldn't have put that together.
Because my son was just born or whatnot, so I just had a lot of different ideas that was going on in my head. I just threw it together, but this one is definitely from beginning to end themed around this idea that there's glory on the other side. Yeah. So this is not our home. There's definitely things here that we can enjoy, but true glory and true joy is waiting for us on this other side. So, and like Jason was saying earlier, this is like, what does that mean regarding loving my wife? What does this mean regarding the home that I'm living in now? What does this mean regarding justice going on in the world and those kinds of things? And it changes everything from here on out. So it's been extremely refreshing just for me to just listen to, and it's encouraging. So my music influences are bass player named Kevin Arthur. Peace. Love him. I would say Ty Tribbett. Anybody I listen to a lot. Ty Tribbett, to Jill Scott, to J. Cole, to Kendrick Lamar, to even Andy Mineo, The Truth, Israel New Breed. A lot of different musical influences. What'd you say? Yeah,
man. It's blending together a lot. I'd say for me specifically, definitely Shaolin. Easily Shaolin. For me, just definitely been one of my favorite lyricists. Definitely been my favorite lyricist for forever now. So
Swoop. I would say Swoop too. Sorry.
Yep. So it's a blend. The album is pretty diverse.
Yeah.
It's pretty diverse.
What is your contact information?
Word. You can contact me. I just got back on Facebook like 2 days ago. I usually get on Facebook just for purposes only because actually I have several idols on Facebook, so I don't do well with Facebook. I have to get off of it. I get angry when people are fake. I'm going too far. Listen, this is where you can contact me. I'm on Facebook now. Kevin Frederick, Keven Frederick. The rest of them, Humble Servant, HUMBLESERVNT, without the A at the end. You can do that for Instagram and for Twitter. I may have some other contacts by the time this thing's all done, but those are my main ones right now. I guess most of you probably should do the Facebook thing, really though. That's why everybody does it now. So until I log off again, then you can't find me. But until then, I should be on there for a while.
And if you can't find him, you can hit me up. So my name on Facebook is Jason Disciple and then Frederick, and just a similar situation though, because I get on Facebook probably once every 3 or 4 months, but at least I'm there. So I'll come back. If he's not on,
I'll deactivate.
I'll find you about 4 months after you post, and I'll let him know.
It's true,
and we'll take it from there.
I'll be with it.
I'm on there. You know, I just check it about once every 3 months. I'm there. I get back to you. No Twitter or Instagram. If I can't do Facebook, ain't no point.
Email h.servant@yahoo.com. h.servant@yahoo.com. That has the A in the servant.com.